Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are we all doing? I hope we are well. On today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys which huges of mine I could beat in a fight and precisely how I would beat them. Exciting! So first up, we've got the huge Hell Rock. Now, if you look at him, he looks like he's a happy fella, right? Look at the lovely little gourmet smile of his. But never be fooled by a smile, ladies and gentlemen. My nan used to have a beautiful smile on her too, but I'll tell you something. If she got me in a headlock, oh my God, she would pound away for hours. I'm like, Nanny, please stop. She's dead now, of course. On a whole, I think he's a sound geezer. Get a couple of beers in him at the pub. He might be wrapping a pool cue around someone's face. Up next, we have the huge Lucky Cat. Now, he's bloody gorgeous, isn't he? But he knows he's gorgeous. He's strutting himself down the street. All us ugly men are looking at him and like, look at this knobhead. But the problem is, he's heard us call him a knobhead. He's swiftly come over and he's planted one straight on us. He's one of them. Comes across all nice and funny and chilled out and, you know, really into his well-being, drinking his celery smoothies. But really, he's the nasty piece of work. Up next, we've got the huge Dominus Darkwing. Before I start tearing this poor fella apart here, I just want to make it clear that I had no idea I actually had these huges. These are really bloody cool, aren't they? Oh, I like the way he moves. It's effortless, isn't it? Come on, sweetheart, follow me. Stop looking at my bum, you weirdo. Anyway, back into the video. Personally, I reckon I could do him in a fight. No problem at all. This is how it would go. He'd walk up to me, say something a bit cheeky, you know? And then it'd be a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. One of them. Then he'd start crying. And then I'd laugh at the fact he was crying because I'm a bloody bully. Next up, we've got the huge festive elf. Now, this little pansy here is like Will Ferrell from Elf, isn't he? Constantly banging on about Christmas. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. You turn around and say to him, listen, mate, shut your mouth. It's early April. And he takes his pretty little scarf off here, wraps it round your neck and... done. No more Clopsy, baby. Where is this video going? I don't know. We'll carry on, though. Up next, we've got the huge Inferno Stealth Cat. Now, personally, I feel like this geezer takes his life very seriously. He's got very stern eyes, isn't he? And I'm not really sure how I'd approach him in a fight, purely because he's got 2 samurai swords, and he's also on fire, and he's also got stealth abilities. So... this is what I would do. He's approached me from behind, right? He's thrown both arms over my shoulders. He's used his paws to pin onto me waps. And he's wrapped his legs around my waist. You lot are thinking, Jesus Christ, Clops, you're in a difficult position here. No, that's where you're wrong. I'm packing some timber. This little div isn't. So what I would do, as I'm fighting him, right? I'm fighting him. I'm God thinking, oh, God. I can hear him purring in my right ear. I decide to jump and land straight on my back, right? Now the cat's like this. While he's stunned for a couple of seconds, I whip out one of his samurai swords and give him a little tickle under the chin. Because what he doesn't know is the fact that I know that he's very ticklish under there. I win. Next up, we've got the huge corrupt butterfly. Now, the issue I'd have with this lovely little thing is the fact that he can fly. He's airborne. Do you know what I mean? I'm not airborne because I'm a human and humans can't fly. So he would have a slight advantage of flying over me, wouldn't he? Do you know what I mean? Coming up to me, giving me a poke, flying off again, antagonizing me, if you will. But what he doesn't realize is, while he's darting down and poking me, I'm gauging him. I'm working out his little patterns. I'm starting to read him, if you will. And he decides to come down for one last poke before he flies off and joins his butterfly gang. And as he's coming down, I've gauged him now, right? I know what he's doing. He's come down, I've grabbed him by the wings, yeah? And then gone bang! And for good measure, I've got my foot and I've stamped him straight into the pavement. Jesus Christ, I'm getting far too into this. Right, so next up, we've got the huge koi fish. Now, straight off the bat, you can tell he's an old fella, just by his facial expressions. But like I said at the start of this video, never let the elderly fool you. They're bloody bullies, I tell ya. This old fella here would approach you with a smile, wouldn't he? He'd hobble along to you. He may offer you a Werther's Original to suck on. But what you don't realise is, whilst he's handing you the Werther's Original in his left hand, in his right hand, he raises his walking stick and absolutely clonks you on the top of the dome. You've woken up. You're like, Jesus Christ, what's happened? You're still sucking on the Werther's Original at this point, by the way, so that could have killed you. Choking hazard. So you finally come round. You get back onto your feet. You're thinking, where's that old boy gone? You realise he's done a runner, but he's left his walking stick, right? So he couldn't have got far. You retrieve said walking stick from the floor and you think, right, where's he gone? You see him in the distance trying to run off. You dart off like Usain Bolt in a 100-meter sprint to get him, right? As you approach him, you get the walking stick. You swipe at his feet. He's now fallen over, face first. Everyone around you like, oh, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? What is this young man doing to this old person? They don't realise that he's just knocked you out with a bloody walking stick. So he's now lying on the floor. You're thinking, what do I do next? Elbow drop straight to the back of the neck. Done. R.I.P. You even go to the funeral to pay your respects. That's how I'd beat the koi fish in a fight, all right? I never thought I'd be making videos like this for a living, but here we are. Next up, we have the huge masked owl. Now, I've never got on with this geezer. I know he looks all nice, bobbing up and down, looks really chill, you know, doesn't want to bother anyone, wants to keep himself to himself. But that isn't the case, is it, you little div? Because as soon as you put your kids to bed, this little idiot decides to pipe up, making all his owl-like noises. That's a dog. That's still a dog. It turns out I'm not sure what an owl sounds like. But what I do know, he never shuts up. I open the back door. He's sat up in his little nest in the tree. I say to him, excuse me, fella. Any chance you can keep it down? I've just put me kids to bed. This cheeky little boy replies with, your kid's sleep routine has got nothing to do with me, mate. And this battle goes on for months and months. And I think to myself, what can I possibly do about this? I can't outright shoot him with an air rifle, can I? Because I'll have the cancel on my back. So one night while I'm lying in bed, you know, just about to drop off, I can hear him starting to pipe up. And an idea comes to me. And I think to myself, tomorrow morning, I'm going to do some landscaping in the garden. So I wake up bright and early and all excited. This little div is now fast asleep. I start off subtly, you know, digging up a few flower beds. I don't want him to think anything's about to happen. But after an hour or so, I pop into the garage. I spark up my big chainsaw and I spend the next 20 minutes hacking down his tree. The tree falls into my back garden and there lies the owl. I look back at the house and I can see my wife and my 2 children crying. They're like, Daddy, what are you doing to this poor owl? While I'm sat there with the owl like this, punching it, just continuously plowing into this poor owl. What am I doing? I'm sorry, but I don't think I can do another huge. I'm getting far too carried away with this. I mean, what am I even talking about now? What was I going on about with the owl? It's getting out of hand. It really is. The problem is most YouTubers have an idea for a video, right? And they'll give themselves little pointers along the way to keep up with the storyline. I do exactly the same, but not at one point did any of my pointers say that I was going to beat the crap out of an owl on this video. I just don't know how I get there. I really don't, but I hope you enjoy it, obviously. Before I do my outro, let's just quickly go and check the mailbox, yeah? Let's see if I'm getting any hate in my Pet Sim 99 mailbox, like I am in my Pets Go mailbox. You like men. Do you know what? I think we'll leave it there. If you enjoyed this really random video, please like, please subscribe, and as always, pay.